hold on, our secret weapon. We got Obama coming in for the endorsement.
This man is never allowed to retire. like, we can't get it together. That we keep calling Obama. Like, Obama got called for a governor of New Jersey race. And I was like, this poor guy. Where they were like, we need Obama at the rally. Like, the man literally can't retire. Like, George Bush got to retire and just go practice painting. Like, he always just wanted to be a painter. It's like his dad made him fucking run for president. And he gets to retire and just focus on his painting. And his painting has vastly improved, by the way. Can I just say that? I know. Yes. A lot of people don't like George Bush, but he really did become a pretty good painter.
Oh, hey, everybody. Woo! Welcome to Two Stand-Up Gals. I am Teresa DeGatano.
And I'm Erica Spiro.
How's everyone doing this week? I'm just going to go ahead and answer that. We're doing good. We are coming off, this was Halloween weekend here in New York City. So just a heads up, my Mona Teresa costume has been retired for the season. So I did dress up like that. And I couldn't bartend in it, but so I just posed throughout the bar at different times. So that was fun. That was a fun little Halloween. Halloween is a shit show. Can I just say it is, it's just messy. Like all of a sudden you're bartending, there's a scary man in a mask just sitting at the bar and you're like, I can't even see you. Like it's a very weird, I don't know. I almost think people who really like Halloween are a little strange. Can I say that?
Interesting. Okay. What level do you mean of really liking in terms of dressing up? Or do you mean like women that refer to themselves as like, I'm a little bit of a witch? Like, what are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? Because like those people aren't necessarily super into Halloween. That's a lifestyle.
That's a lifestyle. Now, I like a Halloween costume, don't get me wrong. But it is funny when maybe I lean towards like a simple costume that you can take on and off. And then you got the person who like puts 2 hours into face paint with like blood coming out of their mouth. Like that's a whole nother level of Halloween that I didn't grow up with. My mom was like, hold on, let's get you a sheet. You're a shepherd. Like, what can we do?
You know what it is? I'm just not into actually scary things. So when someone has a genuinely scary costume, that just freaks me out. Where I'm like, oh, I can't really look at you. Where I'm like, and I leave. I'm like, I need to go over here. I need to go to a different room. I think in college we went to like a pumpkin patch farm at night, and they have like the different things. I did the hayride, and then there was the like haunted house portion, and everyone was going, and I was like, no, thank you. And everyone was like, oh, come on, you're not going to do it? I said, no, because I would like to go to bed tonight. Now, those people I don't shit on for being into the pumpkin patch Halloween stuff. That's where I'm like, no, I'm a chicken, and I know my lane, and I need to sleep. I need a good night's sleep. So, no.
Erica's like, I'm not crossing this road. This chicken is not crossing that road. I would get down with a corn maze, something like that. Not at night, though. During the day where you can see, and you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I don't like scary things like that. I will say one of my favorite costumes. Well, there was a Curtis Silwa. I don't say Curtis's last name. How do you say his name again?
Silwa. Someone corrected us on the Patreon. We were saying like S-I-L. It's S-L-I.
Sliwa. He had on the red beret and he had like a little bag with a cat coming out of it. I thought it was funny. I was like, here you go, Curtis. Like, I liked calling people by their costume name. So I was going through the crowd with some food and I was like, I'm going to need you to move out of the way, cow. Because the guy was dressed as a cow.
Yeah.
We had a good time with that. The guy laughed. It was funny. We did have these 3 pandas that showed up in full panda outfit, head to toe, huge like panda hat costume. And it just looked really funny to look out and see 3 panda bears just in the middle of the bar. I ate so much Halloween candy and I wasn't mad about it. I told everybody, I was like, I've been killing this Halloween candy all week. Like I've been asking about it since Tuesday. And then we opened it up on Friday and I was like, game on. So
yeah, I like a funny and a clever costume. That's always the route I would go. But then it's frustrating if nobody understands what your costume is. I've also had that happen. Like one year I tried to be, who's the Scooby-Doo with the glasses? Velma. Okay. I had I don't know, what is it? Red shirt, orange skirt, whatever.
Yeah.
Glasses. Cause I got new glasses that were like the thick, dark frames. And I was like, oh, everyone, I'll nail this. I have dark hair, whatever. Everybody thought I was like the girl from Bob's Burgers or something.
Oh, they do look alike.
Do they? I didn't think so. But then at a certain point, everyone's like, are you the thing from Bob's Burgers? And I just said yes, because I was like, well, I guess that's what I am. It was a more modern reference or whatever. I remember one year I thought this was funny. I just wore like the sluttiest clothes I had in my closet because I did not have a costume. And I went to a comedian Halloween party. There's always like one at the comedy clubs. And everyone would be like, what are you supposed to be? And I just said, I'm supposed to be hot. And I thought that was funny. So I was like, isn't that the point of this holiday? You just dress like something hot and slutty. But no one laughed. And they just were like, nice. And I was like, thanks. Like, I was like, that was supposed to be a joke, kind of. I don't know.
That was a typical comic response, though. Oh, nice, nice. I will say, shout out to my friend Katie Hayes. Katie works at TMZ, on TMZ, at TMZ. Katie has gotten into Halloween. Like, her costumes every year crack me up. Like, she was Bernie Sanders the one year when Bernie had the gloves in front, the pose where he was sitting there. She did a whole thing. Do you know what pose I'm talking about?
Oh, yes. At the inauguration. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was spot on. So this year, she had this huge bottle of lorazepam, and she went as the mom from White Lotus, Parker Posey. But she put a dark wig on and had the outfit, but the huge bottle of lorazepam, and it had a prescription script on it too. I mean, she really, I look forward to seeing like what she goes as. Everybody at TMZ has really great costumes. Like they go all out. I like it. I think it's cool.
I was going to say, if you're a Severance fan, Hannah Burner, especially with her new like hair color she's been doing, she nailed being Healy from Severance. If you're a fan, I saw her Instagram pop up and I was like, she nailed it. She nailed it. She's naturally already like looks like her a little bit. That I was like, oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's a good one. Good one. One year I went as Stifler's mom, and which is Jennifer Coolidge. This was like 10 plus years ago. We had to go as movie characters. Like, okay, this is one thing I will say. So I'm still not drinking. You can call it sober, alcohol free, whatever you want to call it. Okay, this cleanse is, a lifestyle change, etc. Because this is what I do hear from people when I'm like, oh, I'm not drinking right now. And they're like, oh, good for you. I need a cleanse as well. And I'm like, well, this is more than
yeah, that's a fun way to put it. You're like, sure.
I was like, sure, that's it. But one of the things like we talk about is like, this is officially holiday season. You've got Halloween, you've got Thanksgiving, you've got the big three. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Here we go. Mm-hmm. And it is very much a trigger for people to drink. One of the things that I like was writing down in my journal is that I've already gone hard some of these holidays. Mm-hmm. Like I've had that holiday. We were at a party at my friend's house. I remember like going hard there. Like I've done that. One year we went to the parade. I lost a high heel. I think I talked about maybe this on the Patreon. I had like high heels in my bag and a change of shoes, lost it. I don't know. It was a fun Halloween. I mean, that was like 10 years ago, New York City, went to the parade. Like I've done all of that. So I don't really feel the need or the pressure to go and do those things anymore. Like I worked Halloween, I saw the costumes, I was out with the people, done. Even the next day, like the Saturday shift after, it was kind of like a few costumes were out. But you're like, oh, last night was the big night, Mm-hmm. But I don't really feel that need to like get crazy because if you do drink, you'll get drunk on a random Sunday. It doesn't matter. You don't need an occasion to get after it. But I did notice that where I was like, no, I don't really feel the FOMO is fine. Like I'm not going out to a crazy party or I'm 43 years old. One does not need to do that at this point in my life.
Yeah.
But if somebody was like, oh, I'm having a house party for Halloween, I was like, ooh, house party. Ooh, that's always fun. Yep. Don't feel pressure, people. I guess that's the thing. It's one day. The next day, you're going to wake up feeling good that you didn't go crazy. You can do your workout class. You were just fine. Also, I took a workout class that day and my instructor dressed up. She's awesome. Sarah, she did a Halloween mix. It was fun. It's like those kind of festive things. Anyways, girl, that was the weekend. You were hanging out with some ladies. Erica hung out with her mom and her friends.
I did. Wild night. The Jersey girls got together. Little high school reunion. A mini reunion. It was like one of the gals' birthdays. And one of them has like a place kind of down the shore too. So I was like, I wasn't in the mood to do the trek into the city. And it was kind of the same drinking question. I was like, do I feel like going to the big comedy party or wherever in the city? And I didn't have a costume, and I have been traveling a lot with weddings and everything the past 2 months. So I was like, I don't have it in me. And I remember I texted you and I was like, you know, I don't feel like being around the crowd of the drunk people. You know, I was like, that's what really did it in. I was like, do I want to do the drive? Do I want to be around the crowd of the drunk people? Do I want to hang out with a bunch of Jersey gals from Union City? And I said, I'll take the Jersey gals of Union City. I'll take the hang. I'll take the hang with my mom and her friends. So I did. I took it. And what's funny is my mom was busy. She had a bridal shower or something. I don't know. She had something that day she came down for. And then that night was coming to hang with the gals. So I actually went earlier than her. Was hanging, catching with the gal friends, and there was a giant puzzle on the table. Because, you know, they're chatting, they're catching up, they're talking about people from high school, then I don't know. So I played the role of kind of like a stereotypical husband of these things. That's like, oh, they're watching the game, they're kind of off in the corner. They're not listening, but I'm listening. Okay? The husbands are listening. And I have had a guy friend or two say this to me where they're like, a lot of times women think we're not listening and we're not paying attention, but we actually are. And that's like the moments that they say they either kind of fall in love with you, but also like out of love with you. Of like, those are the moments where like, that's when I knew I wanted to like be with them forever. Or that's the moment like, I saw your true colors, right? Like, that's where the judging happens. So there was like a big puzzle on the table, and I'm like playing with the puzzle, doing the puzzle, having a drink. I'm chiming in the conversation here and there. But it's funny because then you like really observe. So many stories of classic Jersey girls start with this. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember what I was wearing. And then the description of the outfits. And then, you know, they're there and the party's like dwindling. And then there's only like a few people left. And then someone makes a comment of like, I mean, Erica's just been going to town on that puzzle for like hours. And then I pop up and I'm like, first of all, I said, I've been listening the whole night. I said, and I've pieced together a few different things. And then I start putting together my findings. And then they're all cracking up. They're like, oh, Erica's been listening to us the whole time. I said, oh, I've been listening very well. I was like, this is what the men do. I'm like, this is what the men or the person in the corner you think is not listening is really listening and taking notes. I was having a time.
That is great. That is, you're like, I was piecing together this puzzle and all these stories coming together. It's like a good book where you're like, I like when they have the characters and then how they all know each other, like at the beginning of a book. And then you're like, hold on, let me flip back. Who's this person again? Okay, great. Yeah, the Real Housewives of Union City. Everybody coming at you.
And then you get the classic line. They're like, are you going to put us in your act? Is this going to make you act? You'd have a field day with us. And I'm like, I don't think anyone would understand any of this. This is not a comedy routine.
I love your mom too, by the way. I mean, I say this numerous times. I was like, your mom dressed up as like a Syracuse basketball player that I saw on her Instagram. She looked so cute.
But yeah, that actually was my dad's uniform from when he played, which actually was in my closet. I went as him one year for something.
I was laughing though about the husbands chiming in because with that story, it's like, okay, I'm not really watching any housewives right now. The Real Housewives of Bravo and their husbands. But certain husbands I like when they don't get too involved. But when they like start getting involved, then I'm like, okay, back up. Like there's that fine line between the two where it's like stay out of it. But I do like when they're like, well, you know, like that's a fine line to tread. And that's the same thing with relationships. Like, you know, unless you're friends with the couple, both of them, like, you know, or you're like, hey, honey, can you go ahead and like, sometimes we'll do that with my sister and her husband where I'm like, can you ask Tim what Tim thinks about this? Can we get Tim to weigh in on this one? So, yeah. And I like Tim's opinion. It's like, oh, yeah, that was a good one. Good one. And my sister will be like, even Tim said, I told Tim, I hope that's okay. I'm like, oh, yes, bring it on. Bring it on. So,
if anyone is looking to start a Real Housewives show or has fallen off from the Housewives, because I'm not into all of them. There was only like 2 I really ever kept up with. I was a Real Housewives of New York, OG watcher, and kept up with that one, and then Beverly Hills when that first released. Because I never was into the OC, and then it was like way too many seasons for me to dive in. And that was the OG show of Housewives show, Orange County. And I was like, all right. So when Beverly Hills released, I was like, let me try this. A new season, I could be here from day one. And finally, when it like got on streaming as well. Anyway, so I recently have dove into the Salt Lake City. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. All the Housewives seasons have like, you know, episodes that are a little dull, a little like they're more build up episodes where you're like, okay, where's the big episode going to come in? There is no lacking. Man, of other series, it would be like one episode would be like a dragged on thing of many episodes. It's like, no. Constant, constant arguing, constant conflict. Like every episode, it's like somebody has a problem with somebody and needs to address it. There needs to be conflict.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm at the point now that it's like however many seasons I'm in, where I genuinely am like, are they all planning this out to like make it the best? Like, are they really feuding? And then I'm like, no, these are real feuds. These women just can't help themselves of feuding with each other. Now, the husbands of the show, and this is what else I like about Salt Lake City. Can I throw this in?
Mm-hmm.
All these other series, it's called Housewives of whatever. Most of these people are not wives anymore. It's like they enter the show, season 1, all married, and then season 2 is like, well, everybody's getting divorced. Where it's almost like, if you sign up for the show, you better be ready to get divorced. It's really what the show is. like the only one that was kind of going strong was New Jersey of people being married, and all the other ones, it's like, no one's married. I don't know where everybody gets divorced. So Salt Lake City, though, everybody's pretty much married. So I'm like, okay, we're staying strong in the marriage. So we finally have this strong group of husbands. Now, the husbands are all actually friends and really like each other and get along. And they constantly are like, we don't know why our wives can't just get along. And they have a pact, like, we are not going to get involved. Like, where you see the husbands, it always cuts to them just like laughing and having a good time at the party. The wives at each other's throats.
In the other room. Well, Jersey would do that too. Also, I just have to interject this. Salt Lake City, of course they have wives. They have many wives. No, but it's just like, it's Salt Lake City. Now, was it, because I have not watched any Salt Lake, was it drama from the jump? Like the first episode, you're like, I am hooked.
There's drama from the jump of like, someone doesn't like someone else, or there's whatever, like rumors going about. It's good. It's good because also the formula, in my opinion, for a good Housewives series, there has to be true relationships of people knowing each other.
Yes.
When they just throw a bunch of like famous or rich or whatever it is, socialites, and they like try to make a friend group, it's not authentic. There's not real chemistry. It doesn't work. Where it's like, okay, we're just going to make you all hang out.
Mm-hmm.
These people, a bunch of them have gone to high school together, went to college together, especially a lot of them are now ex-Mormon, but went to BYU, like grew up in Mormon church together. Some of them call themselves Mormon 2.0, where they're like still consider themselves Mormon, but they don't follow strict Mormon rules of like no drinking, no swearing, no whatever. Other ones are like excommunicated from the church or are like technically distant cousins because they're like Mormonism is a large community yet also small. So they like found out, they are actually somewhat related through whatever marriage is. Right. So they really do have kind of a deep connection through growing up in Salt Lake City or living there the majority of their lives. And a lot of them from being excommunicated from Mormonism, that has brought them close together in a family sense because they have been excommunicated from their actual families. So that's a big part that you're like, wow, if they really are not getting along and fighting like this, why did they continually still try to make things work and communicate and hang out? It's partly because they have kind of lost their other community that they grew up with and had, where both of them are like, our families don't talk to us anymore because we have left Mormonism. So it has a religious element to it in a very interesting way that I have not seen from the other Housewives shows that I watch. So it's all very interesting, the connection that it has. People were telling me for years, like, you got to get into Salt Lake, but no one really explained to me why. They just were like, oh, it's the best one. And I was like, I put it on the back burner. So it's been my new, like, when I want to binge a few episodes of something, I throw that on. Highly recommend without giving too much away. Yeah, but I still dislike the glam squad thing. It still annoys me that everybody has glam squads now.
I think that's where I get turned off, is that everyone has had so much work done and it's so over the top. I get it. They make money off it now. Like,
I'll be honest, Salt Lake does not have so much of the plastic surgery work done that I've seen from other, but it's more the like, they travel with these glam squads and that kind of makes them isolated a little bit. Of like, they go off and they like are venting to their glam squads and it's like all these other people they always travel with. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I cut off what you were saying.
Oh no, I got the glam squad thing for Beverly Hills because I was like, they
were the ones that started it. Eric and
money. Yeah, where it was like, okay, or at least they appeared to have money because like it was Beverly Hills. So it was like the Birkin bags and things like that. And that was very extravagant. That's why I think I got into that one. Jersey had all the family ties, and a lot of them knew each other for a long
Yes.
time too. So that was why I got into Jersey. But I don't know what's happening with Jersey now
I fell off
because
Jersey. Yeah.
there was a lot of fight. It almost made you sad. Like, that's the thing too, is I think that there's like an arc of like watching the Housewives and then feeling like, okay, everyone keeps fighting. I don't want to hear people fight all the time. I'm going to bow out. I did like binge Potomac. This was a few years back. I can't remember, but it was
Mhm.
like I watched like 7 seasons. I was into Potomac. And then they started getting like really kind of mean with each other. And I was like, and it was when Robin like took her guy back or whatever. And I was like, I can't, this is too much. And then I got busy doing something else. But I did dedicate some time to that. I will say, like, I need to watch a couple. What I did today is I did buy for $2 off Amazon Prime, Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh, really? Just to, like, have the movie so you could watch it whenever or rent it?
To have, well, renting it, so I've got to watch that in the next 24. I just wanted to, or 48 hours. I hate that they give you a time limit to watch it. That's a lot of pressure, okay, to watch a
Yeah.
full-blown feature film in, for me at least, in 2 days. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. All right. Like, I ended up taking a nap. I was working 6 days straight. I was a little tired, but because I am going to go to Bali with the Sober Fit girls. So that's in October of next year. You know, the movie She Goes to Bali. Now, Julia Roberts, now watching this as an adult, or her character, you know, Liz Gilbert, Eat, Pray, Love, she is a mess. Like, she just goes into these men and it's like, hold on, girl. Like, it is interesting to watch as an like more of an adult now, where I'm like, we got to do some self-discovery. I know you're running off to these other places to find yourself, but first let's find ourselves here. Like,
Interesting, okay.
and then she like, you know, what's his name? The little actor dude that's kind of a douche in real life that everyone says is.
What is it?
Right?
Is Maynard love interest in the movie?
He's gotten kicked out of Broadway shows for being drunk. I love that I know this.
Not,
And
is it Javier Bardem?
oh, no, no, we love Javier Bardem. But this
Oh.
is like, she was first married to Billy Kudrup in the movie. And then she like starts dating the young little fling. And then that's what makes her go off.
Oh, James Franco?
James Franco. But what's funny is they
Okay.
don't address, like, James Franco looks a lot like Billy Kudrup in the movie. And I'm like, oh, she clearly has a type. But it's just, I don't know.
I mean,
It's
all 3
interesting.
of them actually could be, yeah, different versions of each other. I think, yeah, Billy Crudup is hot. He's also the guy, if people don't know that by name, he's also one of the main guys in The Morning Show currently.
Oh, yes. And he is
He plays
quirky.
like the villain though, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've just watched that one season of the morning show. And then I was like, okay. But, you know, I get on and get off. You know what I'm having a hard time, honestly, finishing watching or getting back into is the stand-up show on HBO. I'm really lacking for names right now.
The stand-up
Um,
show. Oh, Hacks.
Hacks. The problem is,
It's a
is I
I think
love
it's a love-hate. Some people either love it or you just can't get into it. I get that.
I love Jean Smart. I don't like the other girl. I don't like her. I don't. I have a really hard time with her in this.
I get
Hannah,
that.
what's her name? There's
Oh,
something
Hannah
about
Well,
her.
that's the thing I've heard. It's more the Hannah Enenbinder character. Some people are like,
Yeah.
"Ah, I just can't I couldn't." And funny, I heard that more from people in LA because they're like, "This is too much of an LA show." That they're like,
Mhm.
they're like, "I deal with this all the time." They're like, "It's too LA." They're like, "It's very accurate, but it's too LA." They're like, "I can't do
Yeah.
it." Back to the Eat, Pray, Love though, because I actually have never seen this movie. Should I watch this movie? I've never seen this.
Oh, you've never seen Eat, Pray, Love? Yeah, you
No, I
should. Oh my
haven't.
god, watch it. Let's talk
I
about
know
it.
it had a moment. I mean, obviously, they made it based off the book that, like, blew up. But I guess, like, rewatching it now, are you, like, a little annoyed at the character? Is that what you're kinda getting at?
I'm a little annoyed at the character. I actually met Elizabeth Gilbert on Good Morning America. She was on I at the yoga studio I went to at the time, they had like a list of people like, "Hey, do you want to be like extras on Good Morning America?" Or my friend got me on it because my friend Deirdre and I went and did it. And we had posters like, "What was your eat, pray, love moment?" etc. So she gets paid to write a book and she goes to Italy where she eats, she goes to India where she prays, and she ends up in Bali where she falls in love. So this is about her kind of finding herself. I like her. I don't know how old her character is supposed to be in the movie. That would be a great question to see if she's in my age range. But there's certain things that I'm like, okay, she can afford to go do this for a year. But she's also very lost, I feel like, in her life.
She's 34 years old when she starts the journey. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this supposed to be she has, like, a big breakup, a divorce? What is it?
She's a divorce.
Divorce.
And they don't go too much into it, basically. It's just that they both want other things. And Billy
Okay.
Kudrup's her husband, and I laughed out loud because they're like in the divorce, they're in the room with the divorce lawyer, and he's like, I'm defending myself. And he's like, I went to 1 semester of law school. I'm going to defend myself. And then he's also like, I wrote a song for this. And they're like, really? And he goes, "Shoo-do-do-do-do, quitter, quitter, quitter." And so he starts yelling. It's really It's so immature, but it's so
Mm.
funny, but I almost feel like kinda like you get it, like, I already kinda knew, like, I think you get married and then you realize, "Oh, I don't know if this is really what I wanted," and she wants other things than he does, but he still wants her, so she does that, and then she, like part of her journey is she, like, immerses herself into the next guy, which is James Franco, and
Hmm.
she just kinda loses herself in people and dating and relationships, which does happen to the best of us.
Okay.
So, and then that's when she's like, "I don't feel anything anymore. I'm, like, numb. I feel nothing." And so that's what she goes out to experience. For some reason, I thought she was older. Like, I feel like she looks older than she does in this movie.
Okay, so we're two people that have traveled a good
Mhm.
amount. And there's an interesting thing around this, and especially around social media and accounts that are very like travel, travel, travel. Okay. And even us, right? We're running a trip, I run trips. And there's an interesting thing about, I think, like the cheesiness of like travel to find yourself. I don't really believe that.
Mhm.
It is good to travel. And when people talk about maybe solo travel or the concept that I think we've talked about, like where it's like, oh, I'm waiting to do it with someone. And it's like, well, why? Why do you have to
Wait.
wait
Yeah.
to do with someone? I understand the concept of maybe there are places that you feel are a romantic place. And you have a hesitancy of like, would I go to that place and maybe feel sad
Mhm.
and feel like, oh, I see a lot of couples here or like whatever. I understand that because I have been to some of those places and have had moments where I was like, ooh, I would have loved to do this with someone. That I
Mhm.
understand more. But, like, this movie has a little bit of that connotation, right? Of like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, a travel and I'm going to find myself." But it's like, well, traveling and a vacation isn't real life, though.
It's not. No.
It's not. But I do remember that iconic scene. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the clip of the scene where she's talking to a friend about, like, basically body image that we all
Uh-huh.
deal with. And it's this, like, what? Has she never let herself, like, I don't know, eat food she actually wants to eat, like a pizza?
Enjoy the pizza. They're in Naples having the famous pizza place in Naples. They're having a slice, and she's like, "My pants don't fit."
Mhm.
And then she's like, "Just I'm gonna go buy bigger pants," is basically what it is, that she's letting herself eat in the place that she's supposed to eat. Like, eat the pizza is basically what
Mhm.
it is. Worry about it later, eat the pizza, like, enjoy it, eat it. We put so much stress on it. Eat it, enjoy it. So, I mean, don't have the pizza every single day. I mean, you can actually, it's great ingredients. It's probably a lot better than ours.
I right. Well, I think I've seen, like, so many versions of this scene in movies about, like, basically, "Oh, I worked so hard and didn't eat pizza and stayed, quote, the size I was when I got married, and, oh, look at me, I'm divorced. Oh, look, it didn't work out." So then you're in mode of, "Who gives a fuck? Now I'm gonna
Mhm.
eat the pizza and enjoy my life because, like, who cares?" And she has the famous line, isn't the line like, "What man turns down a naked woman?" Right? It's something
Exactly.
like that. Is he sad? Like, has any man ever saw you naked and then been like, "Nope," and left? No.
No.
Right? So that's, like, one of the epiphanies she has, which is like, "I'm gonna
Mhm.
enjoy this pizza and someone's still gonna fuck me." It's like,
Let's go back
claps
to
to
your
that
Amy
line.
Schumer quote. I love the Amy Schumer quote. Like, go ahead. You remember it?
She made some speech, right? Wasn't it like, "I'm 160 pounds and I can catch a dick whenever I want," or
Catch
something?
a dick whenever she wants.
Right.
She looks very good, by the way.
I mean, I have some thoughts on that. We could
Yeah,
go
I know. I was
get
like,
it because
okay. I was like,
she's
something's
she's
going
also
on.
been see, this is why a lot of stuff is like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because once you, like, speak about one thing and I have no shade of, like, if you wanna get on a weight loss drug, get on a weight loss drug. I don't care.
Mhm.
She is someone that, like, is constantly saying one thing, doing one thing, and then, like most people, it's like, yeah, we're all a little hypocritical sometimes. But
No.
anyway, because even me saying 160, I'm not 160. I haven't been 160 in a long time.
Oh, I
So I could
don't.
say that at my size of like, yeah.
I will say this about the pizza. And well, the reason I like rented Eat Pray Love is because I did put my deposit down for the sober fit girl trip to Bali. So I am going. And so I am like, I'm excited about that for me, for like what that means and what that like I don't know. That's an exciting thing. It's in a year, so like 11 months, but I'm excited. Like, wow, okay. Like, who would think I would sign up for a sober fit girl trip, Like, but I'm going to already know a lot of the people there. And so now it's the question, do I get my own solo room or do I like do a share with somebody? But I'm leaning towards just getting my own solo room, to be
Hmm.
honest, and working a couple of extra shifts because
Yeah.
that does cost more money. But, I am a grown ass woman. I have to remind myself that sometimes. You're a grown ass woman, Teresa. But like last night, we're talking pizza, is that I got off work. It was a long, weekend. These are days that I would be triggered to drink, like a Sunday night after working 6 days in a row, line them up. But what I did was there's a lot of pizza places around where I work. And so Mama's too, I've had it before because there's one uptown, but they always have crazy lines. And so I decided to walk by and there wasn't a big line, but I had like this, they got big on TikTok too. I think someone made a TikTok about it.
They had a sandwich that actually went viral.
Oh,
It
a
was like a vodka
sandwich.
chicken parm with like a pesto kind of swirl sandwich. I know about this place. I've had this place
Oh.
saved. But same thing of their West Village location is more new. So they went
Mhm.
viral for their Upper West Side one.
Wait, did you go there with the roommate?
No, I didn't. It was like, do we want to fit that one in? We didn't, but I should have. It is apparently really good.
Well, this was funny. There's no shame. So I got in line like everybody else. There wasn't a big line. And so I got like this it's a thick crust pizza. A lot of it is. There's some thin crust there, but the thick crust looked better. I got this like upside down slice. Now, mind you, I also had a bunch of wings to go that I got from work for free. It was my food. And I was like, oh, it's Sunday. There's football. My coworker was eating wings the night before when he was off. I was like, those looked really good. Haven't gotten wings in a minute. So they are baked, not fried, just to throw that out there. So I put my wings in my backpack and in the Monos. And so then I got this upside down slice that was just like cheese and a fresh sauce. And then they put out more of the cacio e pepe pizza, which is like a 4 cheese with like salt, pepper, like the cacio e pepe. Am I saying that right? Yeah.
I think so.
And so I got back in line, and then that's like right when I was ordering that they're like, Teresa D. And I was like, that's me too. And I was like, we're going to do the cacio pepe slice to go though. So like I got back in line for that. And so I just joined a table with people sitting. I ate my slice of pizza. Like this is something I would have done on vacation, like if I was traveling, but I'm like, why don't I do this here? So then I was full. I could have just gone home, but I said to myself, no, now you're on a pizza tour. So
Mm-hmm.
then I went to Linda Street, which is one that people talk about all the time. It's on Christopher Street. I know people like you went there.
Mm-hmm.
So how long was your line of a wait at Linda Street?
I was there before it opened. So I think we waited like a half hour.
Wow.
Pretty
Okay.
quick. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what did you have there?
I did the slice with the burrata on it. And then they have a fig, jam, and bacon one for like a different one to try.
Wow. Did you get the burrata and the prosciutto?
I think we did just burrata.
Just burrata. I should have done that. So I actually got 2 slices there because why not? I waited in the little line and they were very nice, but it does feel very young. It's like a young hipstery. I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't even say hipster, but it kind of has that feel. And all the people working there are young. Meanwhile, you go to John's Pizza, everyone's older. Like it's just a very different like atmosphere. And so I got my slices and I was not a huge fan. I did
You
not
got the
like it.
plain regular?
I got their Linda Street slice, which had burrata, and I like burrata. Didn't like the burrata on the pizza. I think you need a burrata with a thick crust. That's just what's
They're
my
thin.
taste.
They're a
They're
thin New
thin
York style.
crust,
Mm-hmm.
but the burrata gets like runny, and I need more bread. And then I also got
Then what else did you get?
And then I got a spicy sopressata slice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not a fan of that either. But I was like, no pizza left, behind. So I took it with me. I had some. And then when I walked to the train, I just couldn't let that cacio pepe slice go. I was like, oh my goodness. Like I actually took a few bites of it. This was bad of me, but I was in the corner. So I took a few bites of the cacio pepe slice in the Linda Street place. So I brought Mama's too. That was hidden in a bag into
That's fine.
Linda Street. Mind you, I had my wings in my bag the entire time. And then I got home and I was like, did a pizza tour. Now I'm going to bed. So that was my, little thing. It was fun to try. Like, I was like, okay,
It
now
is.
I know. Because I'm not going to wait in the line. We've discussed this before here.
You don't have to wait in the line.
Yeah. So, you had some gigs coming up, Erica. Erica would make such a great like comedy agent. We were talking about this.
Yeah, it's something that I've debated before. I think I would care. A lot of people that are agents, not all of them. I know a few people that started by doing stand up that now have become agents or managers.
Mm-hmm.
And those people have made great agents and managers because I'm like, well, you really know the game when you do the other side of it. And I think they do genuinely care. You know how shitty it can be on our side of things. But anyway, this came up because I have a show that I run in Ridgewood, New Jersey. When this comes out, the show has already happened. So thank you to everyone who has come. And I've run this show now, oh my God, I don't know how many years. Maybe like 7 years now? I don't even know. It kind of fell into my lap. I was going to do just like a one-off show because I have so much family in Jersey. And my aunt somewhat knows one of the guys that's like a part owner, whatever. And they're like, oh, we have a private event space. Would you do a show? And I have sound equipment, lights. So I was like, I'll do one show, then I can invite all my family too, where it's like, y'all saw me. Because the idea of like people when they randomly show up to shows, I don't like. It's like, I need to know if you're coming, and I don't need you showing up to like a random bar show. This is like before I was working clubs. So that had happened to me too many times where I was like, I need to control the show where I book comics. I know everyone's going to like, whatever. But it was a big hit and the restaurant loved it. And they were like, we had a bunch of regulars that wanted to come and they couldn't get tickets. So now I've run this show, I don't know, maybe 20 times. I do it like once a season. Anyway, so, I try to book like 3 comics on the show. I host it. And I try to book new comics every time. And because it's in Jersey, I try to think of comics that maybe are outside the city, whatever. And the crowd is typically like 40, 50, maybe 60 people that are married, have kids. So I'm like, all right, who's a comic that's married, has kids? And I think of someone that I haven't had yet. I get his contact info from other comics that have done the show. And I send him a text, and I'm good of like, I give you all the info. I'm like, I run this show, date, time, pay, location, and it's dinner. Do this much time.
I want to interject. This is one thing that Regina DeChico and I were always like, she's got the shit together, because this is what comics will do. We've talked about this on here before, but just like, they'll be like, hey, are you available such and such day? Well, I could be. Why? Yeah. Like, just lay it all out there. So I know what it is. And if it's worth taking off work or getting rid of another gig for, like, just let people, I think it's just called being professional, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do that. And then I feel bamboozled.
Yeah. And I'll even say, like, it's a 45-minute train from Penn Station. So, like, if you're coming from New York, like, this is how long it takes. And then I say, I'm driving back to the city after. But, like, you need to get yourself there. Like, whatever. So I send all this info to this comic, and he's a pro. I'm going about my day. I don't hear anything. Then the next day, I get a call from a number. I don't know. But it says, like, it doesn't say spam. But it says, like, a New York number. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I answer it. And it's someone who's like apparently possibly an agent, but I don't know. But he says his name. He's like, hey, like, I represent, says the comic's name. So I'm like, oh, hi, whatever. And then he's like, yeah. He's like, actually, I think you and I have done some gigs together. I'm like, have we? He says his name. I don't recognize it. But then I'm confused because I'm like, are you a comedian? Are you an agent? Like, who is this guy? And he's like, yeah, I don't think it's enough money for him, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, that's what the gig pays. Because I'm like, I can't give your guy more money because comics talk. So I'm like, this is what it pays. This is the amount of time. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. I'm like, I'm not offended. Like, if you can't do it, that's fine. But then this agent-ish guy starts like trying to pitch himself for the gig. And it's, first of all, uncomfortable because I'm like, aren't you this guy's agent? Because you're like trying to take his work. Like, I'm like, you're trying to steal the gig?
Was he like, so I'm available that day though? Like, what was his pivot into?
That's the thing. It was like a little soft, but I'm like, oh, this is uncomfortable because all I'm thinking in my head is like, does your client know you do this? Because I'd be pissed. Like, I was like, and I don't know the comic I asked to do the gig well enough that I'm like, do I send him a text and say, just got a call from your guy. I don't know if you know this, but he tries to take your gigs. Like, I don't know if you're okay with that, but if it's not enough money for you, like, because we know each other enough that I've like done shows with him and I've seen him around and I've introduced myself, that I was like, hey man, just text me back that you don't want to do it. Cause I always say, like, let me know if you're available, if you're interested, let me know. I'm always like, let me know. And I am never offended if it's not enough money. I'm like, I know what the gig is. It's not the Beacon Theater. It's not a big, glorious gig. It's a Thursday night at a restaurant in New Jersey. I know what it is. I'm like, I'm not.
But it is good.
It's a good gig.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
good
nice
gig. I've
gig.
done it, people.
If you're busy lately and you're like, I know I'm not going to be in the mood to go make the journey and go do the show, fine. Don't do the show. Because I've had a few comics be honest with me, but they're like, yeah, I'm just kind of lazy lately. Or like, I'm not in the mood lately. And I've had other comics surprise me when they're like, actually, yeah, I'm down. I'm like, oh, really? Great. Like, where I'm very upfront that I'm like, yeah, this is the gig. And if you want to do it, great. But I appreciate that. I appreciate when a comic's like, yeah, I'm just not in the mood. Or they're like, I don't want to do it in the winter. I'll do it in the spring. Okay, I'll hit you up in the spring.
I want to ask this question because I have been struggling lately with stand up in the fact, like, do people actually tell you that? They do. Like, hey,
Some
I'd
do.
rather do it. That makes me feel a little better because I am getting to a point where, like, I am tired after working the shifts in a row. And so this is something I struggle with, is the balance of, hey, I'm off at work at this time. I don't want to take off a shift to go do a show unless it's like a show worth doing,
Yeah.
or, oh, this is a cool show with people, or this is a great opportunity or something. I can't just leave work early. It messes four people up. And I don't want to do that. That's just
Yeah.
like not what I want to do. So there are certain things, like when I'm like, oh, I would love to do this show, but man, it's going to be cold out in January. I don't know. Like when the show comes down to do
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, oh, Teresa, you sound like an old woman. But even today, it's like the time change happened this weekend. And I'm like, God, it's dark out.
I think it depends, like, how close are you? How busy are you? Like Des Bishop was someone I ran into at the cellar, and he would crush with that crowd. He'd do great. And I know he has a car. I know he could drive right there, go home. And I know it's not enough money for someone like Des Bishop, but he's somebody that headlines and works the road. So he's someone I ran to the cellar and I was like, hey man, I was like, I run this room in Jersey. And I said, you're somebody, I'd have you go last. If you want to do 40 minutes, you're welcome to. Like, you could do whatever you want. I know it'd be great. It's a great workout room for him where I'm like, I know it would be worth it for you if you need to work some stuff out and need the stage time. That's where it's more worth it for his time. And he straight up was like, I know. He's like, I've just gotten so lazy lately. He's like, I took the whole summer off. And I was like, yeah, man, you got a house in the Hamptons. Take the summer off. Like, yeah, if you can afford to take the summer off, man, have a nice summer. Like, enjoy your life,
Yeah, enjoy your life. Like,
enjoy your life. So I said, like, yeah, man, I'm not offended. I was like, I'll just hit you up like anytime I have it. And if you're in the mood to do it, like, would love to have you. And I got his number. Like, but when you have that convo face to face with people, I'm like, yeah, I'm not offended. I know what the show is. I know you don't need the money from my show. You're helping me out more than I'm helping you out. But like, hey, if you feel like doing it, come by. Like, we've known each other long enough that I'm like, it's not crazy for me to ask. I think, like, for you, I think it's just easy to say, like, if I'm not in the mood to do a gig or I have a busy month or whatever, a lot of times I just say, hey, I'm not available that day. Like, would love to do another one though. Like, appreciate you thinking of me. And it's like, yeah, they'll hit you up for another one. If anything, they're like, wow, they're booked on another gig. Like, they don't know what I'm busy with.
Well, I'm already working that day. Or, like, I say working because working is a very vague term. And so, and I am working. I already have stuff on the books. Like, I've picked up the shift a month before. So, like, this is the internal struggle we have. Just a side note with, like, comedy and things like this. So we have a big old school schedule at work that's like pen and paper and shifts. You need a shift covered, you put it on the calendar. I like that. We're not a huge staff, so we don't have like, oh, you got to fill out this app. We have a set schedule. Everybody has their own set shifts. So, like, this being this past weekend, like I said, was marathon weekend, etc., and Halloween. So I saw my coworker was taking off, and I was like, this will be a busy shift. So I was like, I'm signing up for this. And then one of my buddies, who I really like him, he's a nice dude. He asked me to open for him at the New York Comedy Club in Fairfield, Connecticut. And then I was like, hey, I would really want to do it. Well, first I said yes to the gig. Then the shift came up. And then I was like, I would make more money, a lot more money bartending. And so this is where, like, the internal struggle happens, where I'm like, ugh. And then the show ended up, I don't know why, but didn't happen. Because I reached out to him and I was like, have a good show this weekend. And he goes, oh, yeah, it didn't end up happening. So, yeah, have a good time bartending that way. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, it is a risk because then if I wouldn't have said yes to that, I'll be honest, that's a $500 difference.
Yes.
And so these are these like little games that like part of, in case you're wondering how this all works, like this is kind of how this industry and things like that work.
It is. It's a gamble. I don't blame you. I've done that before where I'm just like, even with doing club work in the city with comics, like they travel all weekend, you get back on a Sunday and you're like, do I want to get back to my apartment and then go out and do spots that night? Part of you feels like I should show face and I should do all this stuff. And the other part of you is like, you have to take care of yourself. Like you can't cram it in sometimes. Like you have to reassure yourself like you're okay. Your career is okay. You'll be fine. Like you're going to get home and just want to stay home.
And self-care. Like I woke up today and I was like, okay, there's an 11 a.m. class. Like no one's doing stand-up at 11 a.m. Just a side. So it's like, all right, like people are who work in TV and warm-up comics, etc. But I did do a workout class. And one of the things like my mentality is just show up. Like just keep showing up. Like you're going to push yourself when you're there. Show up. You're going to get it done. Get it out the way. So just like, I was like, I did it. I felt good about it. I got tired and gassed at the end, but I was like, that was to be expected, but do it. Just show up. That's out the way. And then like, I know today I need to work on some stand-up stuff, but I was like, oh, I wrote some jokes with my Halloween costume, put those out there. Okay. Like you're showing the presence in other ways too. Like, hey, maybe I don't feel like going into the city to do this show. Oh, I posted a clip. Okay. That was funny. And that's hard that's what this game is about now. So much online stuff. And then I'm like, I got to practice for my show. Like that's what I have to do after this. Actually, I'm going to take the remote control. I'm going to practice in my apartment, go over the timing and the pacing of everything. One of the things I can't stand that customers will do to me, and I know they're just trying to be nice, but they're like, got any gigs coming up? Are you still doing stand-up? Get any gigs? And I'm like, I don't want to like discuss my resume and my planner right now with you. I'm just trying to, I got 3 orders in my head. I'm just trying to finish the show, like. So anyway, got any gigs coming up, Erica?
Honestly, the gig I'm like the most stressed about is I have a big headlining show in my hometown. And that's the one every year because it's like I need new jokes for it. So I get stressed about like what new jokes do I have? And it's headlining, so you got to do 45 minutes. You're opening for me, so you're going to have a call. I was like, you do whatever jokes you want. Teresa, new fresh face. So that's the one that I always stress about that I'm like, oh, I need some new bets. And then we will already have done the gig at this point of I'm opening for you at the place in Point Pleasant. And I do have like some family coming and this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because for me, I'm like, it's harder when I perform in front of people I know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, love a crowd that I'm like, I don't know these people. Like, great. I'd rather have to win you over than it's like, that's my cousin, Erica. That's my cousin up there. Or like, that's my cousin's daughter. I'm like, oh my God, please, no. Pretend you don't know me.
I know. I was thinking about that with your friends and family coming. And I'm like, oh, let's not mess this up in front of Erica's friends and family, Teresa. Matter. But they do get a lot of repeat customers. And I'm like, ooh, what's a whole newer chunk I can work on and things? Because I've been there a few times. It's not like I'm writing a whole 45 that's new for Uncle Vinny's. I can't.
And that is okay. People don't remember everything, but we get in our head where we're like, what do I have that's new? What do I have that's new? And it is good because it makes me write new stuff. That I'm like, okay, what new stuff do I have? And when we're recording this, I'm like, I'm basically a month out from that gig. So I'm like, all right, get cranking. What do I have that's new? I should have a good chunk about like weddings and being in weddings. I'm like, I've done it enough times. Let's get a new chunk, Erica. Let's have a new chunk about weddings.
Oh, yeah. You can do a whole bunch of stuff about weddings. Well, we were laughing. Okay. Like we don't get really political on this podcast. Okay. It's not a political podcast, but man, like I went and voted early because once this comes out, like it's the mayoral race, the election week in New York City. And then Erica is in New Jersey, but
the governor race.
The governor race, because the Democrats, like, and I'm going to come at this just very neutral, but like the Democrats, let me tell you, when they call in Obama from the bullpen, they're like, Obama's showing up. We got to, Obama endorsed him or endorsed who's ever running. And it's like, well, Obama came. And it is really funny because I just watched the end of the World Series. And so that game 7 Dodgers, Blue Jays. What a game. Also, Aunt Carol from The Golden Bachelor. Yes, Aunt Carol, Freddie Freeman's aunt. What a game. But like so many pictures. And then you're like, hold on, our secret weapon. We got Obama coming in for the endorsement.
This man is never allowed to retire. like we can't get it together. That we keep calling Obama. Like, Obama got called for a governor of New Jersey race. And I was like, this poor guy. Where they were like, we need Obama at the rally. Like, the man literally can't retire. Like, George Bush got to retire and just go practice painting. Like, he always just wanted to be a painter. And it's like his dad made him fucking run for president. And he gets to retire and just focus on his painting. And his painting has vastly improved, by the way. Can I just say that? I know a lot of people don't like George Bush, but he really did become a pretty good painter. It's kind of impressive.
Well, that's because no one's calling him in from the bullpen. No one's like, hey, George Bush endorsed me. So that's great. No one's like, oh, you know what? We need that George. But like Trump wasn't like, I got endorsed by George Bush. No, it wasn't.
No one's like, hey, Rhode Island needs you at a rally, George. If you could
pack up those paintbrushes. Get on a flight. You might arrive 5 days later because, we're in a government shutdown and air traffic control. Also, I can't get over the fact that Sean from The Real World is in charge of like all of this stuff. And Sean Duffy, he gets on there and I'm like, Sean from The Real World. Like, I can't. It's just, it's a certain age group, but I'm like, there's insane. That guy again. It is comical to me. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be comical, but it is. But you know what they need when they break out the big guns? When they're like, you know what we need? We need Michelle. Can Michelle come too? We're in trouble. If Michelle comes up, oh man, big guns literally and figuratively. I would love to know that arm workout. Has she ever revealed what her arm workout is? Like, phenomenal.
I don't know, but those poor guys, they can't retire. They just, oh my God. And everybody's like, if Trump tries to run a third time, Obama, you got to get back in.
Yeah, you're like somebody go.
We're like, you got to go back in. He's like, I got to go back in. We're like, you might have to go back in. Sorry.
Michael Jordan's like, I'm coming out of retirement. You're like, no, I don't know if that's a good idea. Tom Brady, no. I had to explain to someone this week what the whole Tom Brady Giselle divorce was about. And that Giselle has a baby with her jiu-jitsu instructor. And they're a couple, like my bar customer had no idea what was going on. And I was like, well, let me lay it down. And so it was like, this is old goss, but I will say Giselle with the baby and the hot jiu-jitsu instructor. I mean, it all works. Like it works.
It was pretty wild. It's almost like both of them gave an FU to the other one. I mean, because, okay, now that I'm in way too many football fantasy leagues, I never thought this would be my life, but I now get so many football videos and like now I have done a deep dive into just the Tom Brady lore and the Gronk lore, and now I'm like, I guess I am a fan, even though like I am not a Patriots fan, but like I do respect kind of the pettiness of him coming out of retirement. Was basically people saying that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce were the greatest like tight end quarterback duo, and they were like, he basically was like, Gronk, want to pick a random team and see if we could make it to the Super Bowl and beat these motherfuckers, and they did, and I was like, that's pretty crazy. And granted, a lot of people are like, oh, there was favoritism of the refs. And I was like, I mean, you still got to make the plays. Like, you still have to get it done. Where I was like, I mean, I'm on Tom Brady's side on that one. I was like, that's pretty impressive. That him and Gronk were like, all right, let's come out of retirement and like win one more just to be like, are you the best? And then leave. Granted, he ruined his marriage over it, but I'm like, that's kind of a petty king. That's kind of a petty king being like, I'm sorry. People are saying, who's the greatest? Did you forget about me? I'm going to come back, win in Tampa, a team that hasn't won in who knows how long. Where he was like, who's going to take me? Tampa? Let's go to Tampa.
He's like, Giselle wants to divorce me because it's so cold in New England. Maybe it'll save my marriage if we go to Tampa. And Giselle's like, I'm going to take up jiu-jitsu with this hot Brazilian guy, and we're going to see what happens here. And it
all crumbled.
Yeah. It all worked out the way it's supposed to. Now, I will say in the hot goss that I saw this week, actually I saw it today in my Us Weekly, is that Chris Martin from Coldplay. Remember, he was married to Gwyneth Paltrow. They have two kids, Apple and Moses. Interesting names.
Conscious uncoupling.
And
conscious uncoupling. Conscious uncoupling.
I'm like, that is some goop right there. Okay, you got divorced like everybody else. I'm
sorry. I love Gwyneth Paltrow. I like how much she just owns that she's like kind of a rich, snobby person. She's like, yeah. I saw an interview of her very recently that was like, is this product meant for everybody? And she was like, no. It was like, is it meant for rich people? She was like, yes. She's like, no, you can't market to everybody. That's crazy. I was like, wow, I kind of love this woman.
She has said in interviews, like, she's done some drugs. Like, she grew up on the Upper East
Yeah.
Side and went to, like, all the private schools. Like, she was out partying, doing coke. Like, she's that rich side of, things. And now she's married to the guy, like, the producer from Glee, Brad Falchuk, or I don't know what his last name
I
is,
have no
but
idea.
Brad something. And so, but Chris Martin, I thought him and Dakota Johnson were still together. They are no longer.
I had no idea they were ever together.
Oh, they were engaged. They were together. 50 Shades of Grey plus all the other movies she's been in, Dakota Johnson. And now I guess they've gone on a few dates with Sophie Turner, who was married to the Jonas. Which Jonas?
Yeah,
One of the Jonases.
The Joe Jonas. He's the single one now.
What's his name is still with
Priyanka.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I love how I come in with facts and then I don't know anybody's name. I'm like, I've got something to say. And I'm like, it's from that movie. Hold on. What was that movie called? Like, I am that reporter that's like, hold on, I've got a hot tip and I don't know the name of the person.
You could be a game show, just you talking. Where it's like, fill in the blanks.
$25,000 pyramid. What is Teresa trying to say? I'm surprised they're still together, though.
Priyanka and him?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not. All the Jonas Brothers are like, they all got married kind of young because of like religious stuff. Didn't they have like a purity ring pact, the three of them?
I don't know, but
they like publicly were all like, we're waiting till marriage.
Oh, okay. Now I know we got to wrap soon. I just want to discuss this really quick. Rachel Kirk, am I getting her name right? Former Bachelorette, Rachel, who was engaged to what's his name, or they were dating for a long time. Matthew James, Rachel and Matthew. But I don't really like him.
No, Matt James. Nobody likes him.
Yeah, and I keep seeing him. I saw him in line for like Salt Hanks. He posted this video today from the marathon, and it was just douchey. Did you see the douchey video he posted?
He ran it last year. He's like a big runner. He basically just posts about running and eating food.
Now, she came out and said on a podcast that she's like, you'd be surprised how long it's been since I've had sex. It's been a long time, years. And I was like, wait a second. They didn't break up that long ago. So were they not having sex?
I think she means since their breakup.
I don't think so. I think there's something here. I don't know if any of our listeners also want to weigh in on this, but I was like, wait, is he? And I guess he's like really religious. This is what brought me this up. But I was like, is he very religious where he like doesn't?
No, I mean, they were having sex. I don't think that means they weren't. Oh, did he run the New York City Marathon again?
Yeah, and then there was a picture of him with like a chicken, and it just like he's stopping and dancing with the chicken, and it's like, hey, it's not always about the finish line, it's about the race. Just, I don't know. I find him to be a little indulgent.
His season was very no personality. That's when I stopped watching. He got cast, and first I was like, oh, because he's Tyler Cameron's friend, and like he's attractive, but then zero personality.
And I hate to be mean, but like they tried to bring his mom on like some episodes and she didn't have one either.
Yeah, no.
I was like, she's no Barb. What's his name's mom? Pilot Pete's mom, Barb. Oh, I think Barb was in the front row at Women Tell All. Or what I was like, is that Barb, Pilot Pete's mom? She will throw shade, but excellent for television. I was like, okay, Barb. Okay. Like, come out.
Yeah. No, Matt James is basically just a food influencer now.
I don't think you can be a food influencer if you're not fat.
Well, that is a great debate. Great debate of the chefs and the food influencers and the whatnot. Because that's the number one question every food influencer. I always see a video eventually. If they're like, how do I eat what I eat and stay thin? Because I'm very like, I don't care to hear them answering that. And I also don't like that people all the time in the comments are being like, they don't actually eat it. They just take a bite and spit it out. I'm like, who cares? Who cares? Leave them alone.
They do just take like a bite. I don't think they're finishing that whole thing.
No,
like I was like, you're not. And I would love to follow like a big old chubby dude and be like, just like I did on my pizza tour and be like, hey, are you following me to this place? Let's go together. Like, okay. Like, hey.
I mean, some people like Matt James just are like one of God's favorites. That like, you just have a crazy metabolism. You do eat a shit ton. And also, he runs a crazy amount. So it's like, yeah, you're one of God's favorites. All right, God bless.
Well, when you don't have a personality, you got to do something all day.
I mean, truly. But like, that was one of the things she would talk about. She talked about moments of like eating with him, or like then people were like pulling clips of moments of them together of like him getting mad at her when they were filming stuff together, dipping a fry into something, I don't know, and like freaking out. Okay, yeah, sounds kind of miserable.
So I just had to finish on that one. If anybody has any feedback on that with our that's delayed hot goss, but by the time this episode comes out, I will find out who won The Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, which pins and needles. If only ABC can get it together with Disney or whatever it is, with everybody
Who's your
else.
money
YouTube.
on? Who do you think's going to win?
Oh, I think he's going to pick Texas. I love Peg. Peg's from Vegas. I love Peg, but I don't think he's going to pick Peg. I think Peg would make an amazing Golden Bachelorette, but I think he's going to pick Cindy. I just don't know if it's going to work out, though.
Bummer.
Yeah, because I think he's stuck in his ways. And I think that she doesn't live there. Like, there's just something that I'm like, I don't know if he's like really wants a relationship. That's one of the things that I was wondering, like, does he really want to do this again? We'll see. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I know. Anyway, guys, we have 2 trips. We have Greece, and there's also an Italy trip. So Greece is this June, and signups are live for that. Check that out. Links in the description are also on Instagram, and same with Italy. So check both those out. They're also both available on my website, ericsparrow.com. And up next is a Patreon preview. If you want to check that out, join the Patreon. Talk to you next week. Bye. I'll let you start because I have some stuff that's maybe a little bit somber. I don't know. We have a lot. We have a lot of updates. That's the only bright side of when there's a little bit of a lag. Things happen. So
life happens.
I'll leave it to you, T. What do you want to start with?
Okay.
What happened?
I
you haven't told me personally, so I'm
yeah.
a little bit on the edge of my seat here.
Oh, it's actually, geez, now it makes it sound like it's so big. It's not. Eric and I had a fun time. Erica, I stayed at Erica's place last Thursday and Friday, and we were driving back and we were talking about Ireland. And I just got like a little kind of sad, a little bit, thinking about like, this is the week I would have been going to visit the bus driver, the Irish bus driver. And one of the things about not drinking, being sober, whatever you want to call it, is like I was a drunk texter. And so I can still drunk text sober is what I laugh at. Like I'm able to own my emotions in a way now that's like, yeah, I said it sober. This is how I feel. I ended up baiting him a little bit because after we left that day, you and I were talking and I texted him. I said, I hope nobody treats your daughter the way you treated me.
Oh, damn.
I did, because you basically ghosted me.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode and get extra episodes every week, join the Patreon, which is patreon.com/twostandupgals. Or you can also now join from the Apple Podcast app, right from your phone. You'll also get ad-free episodes of the public podcast, in addition to the extra episodes every week. So to join, go to patreon.com/twostandupgals.